The octopus raises up, has 8 torches, or suns, who knows? 2 eyes which are always open, an enormous head but very light, a long but very slender body. It doesn't eat solid material, but rather liquid. It doesn't breathe, but shines instead. It has a spouse. But we've forgotten the blasphemy. What is blasphemy in regard to the forms of life negation found in the Inferno? Returning to the burning desert, Capaneus, as you may all remember, noticing Dante's inquiring gaze, shouts back to him, "When I was once alive, I still am dead." Nowhere is this more obvious than in this musical. In its modern variants, blasphemy strives to become an ontological principle as well. The new world illuminated by a sunburst, the world of the notion, being already annexed from the conceptual inertia of the outwardly actual. A new face equals a new people. The black night resurgent? Do we conquer gray with blackness, or illumine it from within, glaring white? Is it light, formless whiteness, or darkness, the night? Chemistry derives from the Egyptian word for black. The two, Hooper and the octopus, now knowing they cannot vanquish each other. I knew nothing then of what I am writing now, but simply repeated to myself. Nothing can be reduced to anything else. Nothing can be deduced from anything else. Everything may be allied to everything else. This was like an exorcism that defeated demons one by one. It was a wintry sky and very blue. I no longer needed to prop it up with a cosmology, put it in a picture, render it in writing, measure it in a meteorological article, or place it on Titan to prevent it from falling on my head. It and me, them and us, we mutually defined ourselves. And for the first time in my life, I saw things unreduced and set free. Every human and non-human object now stands by itself as a force to reckon with. No actor, however trivial, will be dismissed as mere noise in comparison with its essence, its context, its physical body, or its conditions of possibility. Everything will be absolutely concrete. All objects and all modes of dealing with objects will now be on the same footing. The two, Hooper and the octopus, now knowing they cannot vanquish each other. Victor Hugo is nowhere more weird than, and weird's capitalized, Hugo is nowhere more weird than in his admirably clear insistence that octopuses, quote, killjoys of the contemplator, end quote, demand a rethinking of philosophy. Though distinguished from the chimera, the octopus is identified with the Medusa, demon, and repeatedly in Hugo's work with the vampire, reacquainting it, if unstably, with traditional teratology, otherwise an abnormality of development that one should study. The octopus, in Victor Hugo's writing, is obsessively depicted as evil. Indeed, such a perfection of evil that its existence is a vector of heresies of a double god, a cosmic parody of good and evil. Although, on a side note, in a more subterranean moment of French cephalopogia, Lautréamont deploys the octopoid to mock moralism, as when, quote, legions of winged squid scud swiftly toward the cities of the humans, their mission to warn men to change their ways, end quote. Hugo's dialogue is a visionary rumination on the horror of octopusness. The creature is described in a vomit of aghast and contradictory metaphors and similes, such as a rag of cloth, a rolled-up umbrella, diseased shaped into a monstrosity, a wheel, a sleeve containing a closed fist, bird lime imbued with hate, a pneumatic machine, and on and on. There is no rejection of the word tentacle, a word and its derivations appearing 20 times in the short piece. God is confronted by the man, changed into an octopus, clamping 8 monstrous tentacles about his body. The two, Hooper and the octopus, now knowing they cannot vanquish each other. The octopus raises up, has 8 torches, or suns, I'm not quite sure. 2 eyes which are always open, an enormous head but very light, a long but very slender body. It doesn't eat solid material, but rather liquid. It doesn't breathe, but shines instead. It has a spouse. The new world illuminated by a sunburst, the world of the notion, being already annexed from the conceptual inertia of the outwardly actual. A new face equals a new people. The black night resurgent? Do we conquer gray with blackness or illumine it from within? Glaring white, is it a light, formless whiteness, or darkness, the night? Chemistry derives from the Egyptian word for black. Victor Hugo, when he was talking to Death and Aeschylus and all those different other people, he also talked to the ocean. And apparently he even managed to get a piece of music out of the water speaking to him, which ended up being a bit of a problem as the ocean didn't tell the family what key the music was in. And when they were trying to transcribe it for flute at a later date, they called the ocean back up on the ghost phone and asked it what key it was in for the flute. And the ocean responds like this. Your flute, pierced with little holes like the ass of a shitting brat, disgusts me. Bring me an orchestra and I'll make you a song. Take all the great noises, all the tumults, all the fracases, all the rages that float free in space. The morning breeze, the evening breeze, the wind of the night, the wind of the grave, storms, simoons, nor'easters that run their violent fingers through the hair of trees like desperate beings, rising tides on the beaches, rivers plunging into seas, cataracts, waterspouts, vomitings of the enormous breast of the world, what lions roar, what elephants bellow with their trunks, what impregnable snakes hiss in their convolutions, what whales low through their humid nostrils, what mastodons pant in the entrails of the earth, what the horses of the sun neigh in the depths of the sky, what the entire menagerie of the wind thunders in its aerial cages, what insults fire and water throw at each other, one from the bottom of his volcanic yap, the other from the bottom of his abysmal yap. And tell me, here is your orchestra. Make harmony from this din, make love from these hates, make peace from this battle, be the maestro of that which has no master. Thank you.
So now we're going to take a short break, followed by, a music performance by Nick Butcher and Jason Stein. So stick around, have some drinks, tip your bartenders, and buy some books. They're $25 tonight. It's a steal. They're on that back table over there. Limited edition of 250. So you could be one of those 250 tonight.